You can rest and reflect after school hours. That's the message from the courts in Trinidad and Tobago after union plans for more coordinated leave taking by teachers today, Monday, was squashed by the government.
Today at 3 p.m., the Minister of Labour, pursuant to the provisions of Section 65 of the Industrial Relations Act, filed an ex parte application with the Industrial Court against the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association. And at 5 p.m. today, the Industrial Court granted an ex parte order.
Through an internal memo circulated on Friday, the TTUTA, known as TTUTA, had advised its members to take the day on Monday to rest and reflect on stalled salary negotiations between the union and the Chief Personnel Officer, Dr. Darrell Dindial. During a Sunday press conference, Attorney General Reginald Armour said that the coordinated leave taking by teachers was against the law. He then went on to read out the court's order to the assembled journalists.
The illegal industrial action which was being taken started on the 5th of September, the first day of the opening of primary and secondary schools in the new term in Trinidad and Tobago. And the records show that upwards of 50%, sometimes as high as 70% of primary school teachers and secondary school teachers have stayed away from school as a result of being called on by their union to, quote unquote, rest and reflect. That action is threatened to continue tomorrow, the 26th, which is the first day of school for the coming week. And it is against the background of that threatened action that the government took the decision to approach the court. So that today we were able to receive an order of the court. But before I spell out the terms of that order, I will just want to mention briefly that the illegality of the action that is being undertaken by TTUTA and the teachers who are members of TTUTA is because of the simple fact that under Section 69(1)(d) of the Industrial Relations Act, the teaching service is an essential service. The teaching service is not permitted to take industrial action, whether by way of resting and reflecting and amounting to not turning out to work. It is hereby ordered, 1, an interim order of an ex parte injunction is hereby granted. It is ordered that party number 2, the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association, 1, whether by its president, executive, and or members of the teaching service or otherwise howsoever, are hereby restrained from commencing and or continuing and or taking industrial action, including, quote, resting and reflecting, unquote, on the 26th of September 2022. 2, whether by its president, executive, and or members of the teaching service or otherwise whatsoever, is enjoined, party number 2 is enjoined from commencing and or continuing and or taking industrial action. It is also ordered that party number 2, that is to say TTUTA, is directed forthwith through its president and executive to instruct and or direct its members of the teaching service to report for duty on the 26th of September 2022 and continuing as they are required to do in the normal course of their employment. It is further ordered that leave is granted to party number 1, that is to say the Minister of Labour, to serve a copy of the notice of application and affidavit in support, together with a copy of this order on party number 2, the union. That this order of an injunction be published in the Trinidad and Tobago Gazette and once in 2 daily newspapers circulating in Trinidad and Tobago, and that this injunction shall continue until further ordered.
Armour warned that if the union encouraged its members to defy the court's order, it could lose its trade union certification, and that means ongoing salary negotiations would be halted until a duly certified union is appointed. Additionally, the Attorney General pointed out that the union could face fines, and so could individuals who encouraged any essential worker to take industrial action. AMA also issued a warning to doctors not to issue unneeded sick leave certificates for Monday following the court's ruling, saying that any such documents would be thoroughly scrutinized. After the court's order was issued on Sunday, TTUTA President TTUTA Freitas issued a video statement urging union members to report to work today, Monday.
The court decided to issue an injunction to prevent educators from engaging in any form of industrial action. Teachers are ordered by the court to report for duty on Monday, 26th September. As your union's president, I advise that we follow the mandate of the injunction, and as law-abiding citizens, we should all report for duty tomorrow.
The matter is scheduled to be heard on November 24th.